I have noticed that when I shrink this, the SVG highlight does not also shrink. So I need to make it so that the SVG shrinks the same amount as the canvas does, I guess. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also had another question about, let's go back here. So if I do an SVG, in order to make the axis match the PDF coordinate system, I have to put this transform, I have to put a G tag inside, and then I have to put a transform on that G. But if I move this transform out, and then I put it up here, in directly on the SVG tag, and then I get rid of the G tag, then I would think that this transform would just apply to the entire SVG, but it doesn't, and that's really annoying. So if I hit refresh, you can see that it didn't actually work here. So the highlight goes away, it's not highlighting anymore. So let me undo that, I'll put that back, and then I'll refresh, and you can see the highlight is now back. So I don't know what's going on there. So I'm going to ask, why can't I put the transform directly on the SVG tag? Why does it have to be on the G tag within the SVG tag? The context that it already has is I just finished making the SVG coordinate axes match with the coordinate axis in the PDF coordinate system. And that way I don't have to translate when I am drawing all the highlights. I don't have to say which way the axis goes or anything like that. Let's see, okay. So the SVG element doesn't support the transform attribute in the same way. The SVG spec treats SVG as a viewport establishing element, not a regular graphics element. Its job is to define a coordinate system via width, height, and view box. While some browsers may partially support transform on SVG, it's not reliable and behaves inconsistently. The SVG element's coordinate system is meant to be controlled through viewbox alone. Oh, can I just change viewbox? I mean, this is basically what I have already right here. Viewbox. Yeah. So let's see. GElement, on the other hand, is a graphics container. Transforms are its bread and butter. It applies the transform to all its children, which is exactly what you want. The idiomatic SVG pattern: use a SVG to establish the viewport, then immediately nest a G to transform the coordinate system. That's what I am currently doing. The SVG says, here's my viewport and logical coordinate space. I would say it's not logical, more like illogical. The G says, flip the coordinate space so Y grows upwards. It also shifts it to the bottom of the page instead of the top of the page. Clean separation of concerns. I don't know about that. Let's reset, and now let's go talk about, actually I probably didn't want to reset. Can I unreset? Probably not. I don't know. I'm going to add this, bam, and When I resize the page, the SVG, the highlight on the drawn in the SVG, when I resize the PDF page, the highlight drawn in the SVG with an SVG rect element does not resize. How can I make the SVG grow and shrink to match the underlying canvas element? I want the highlight to continue lining up with the text on the PDF. The highlighting rectangle to continue text on the PDF. All right, let's see what it says. The issue is in page component. Your canvas is rendered at full size, scale of viewport, but the wrapper div is half that size. Oh no. Model. It's 4.6. Okay. It's half that size, which causes the canvas to shrink. VSSS. Your SVG has explicit width and height set to the half size value, so the SVG coordinate system doesn't match the canvas's internal coordinate system. The canvas's internal coordinate system. To fix, make the SVG fill its container with CSS so it resizes with the wrapper, and set the view box to match the canvas's internal coordinate system, the full scaled size. So width 100%, height 100%, view box. Okay. So 100%. 100%. Position absolute, top 0, left 0. View box, scaled viewport, height of the scaled viewport. View box width. Okay. Let's see, where else is width used? PDF page wrapper. Alright, let's try exactly what it suggests. Where is it? Here it is. That's the width and the height. Let's try redrawing that. No, that doesn't look right. Oh no. Oh no. That's kind of cool. But okay, so now I need to change how much the translate is. Because the bottom of the page is moving up as the PDF shrinks. Man, I hope that's easy to do. This height. Shouldn't this height be dynamic? I don't know. Instead of that. Yeah. So this is the only thing I really needed to change. Maybe not. Maybe the scaled viewport. No. No, that... okay. So that part isn't quite right. This way the SVG always stretches to fill the wrapper div, whatever size it is, via width and height. The view box uses the full canvas internal dimensions, so SVG coordinates map 1-to-1 with canvas pixels. When the wrapper resizes, the SVG scales proportionately and highlights stay aligned with the rendered PDF text. Okay, reset. Let's add that again. Okay, when I resize the page and the PDF shrinks, the SVG shrinks too, which this is good, but SVG remains with its let's see. But the SVG coordinate system, let's see. The PDF coordinate system aligns with the bottom of the page. The SVG and when the page shrinks, the bottom of the page also moves up. Meaning, let's see, at the same time, the top of the PDF remains at the same spot in the browser window. Let's see. The SVG coordinate system does not move, though. It remains where it was, where the bottom of the full-sized PDF would be. How can I make the SVG coordinate origin move to continue to match the bottom left of the PDF canvas as the canvas shrinks? Yeah. Issue is that the SVG uses ViewBox coordinates matching the full canvas size. Aspect ratio. Okay. Is it aspect ratio? Let's see. The issue is that your SVG uses ViewBox coordinates matching the full canvas size, but the canvas element inside the wrapper shrinks while the SVG overlay stays positioned from the top of the wrapper div. This sounds wrong. Let's see. Root cause is there. The SVG is absolutely positioned at top 0 and fills 100% of the wrapper, but the canvas inside the wrapper doesn't necessarily fill the wrapper. The wrapper has a fixed pixel size while the canvas may render at a different size and get scaled down by CSS. Wrapper shouldn't have a fixed pixel size. Oh, it does. Okay, well then how do we make the wrapper not have a fixed pixel size? The SVG is absolutely positioned, fixed pixel size. The real problem is that the wrapper has a fixed pixel size. Yeah, where is that? Here. Can I just take that off? Let's find out. Let's see, did that work? Yeah! Okay, cool. Awesome. Alright, that was easy. Okay, I'm going to call that a good fix. Actually, I'm curious to see what else it said. This doesn't shrink with the viewport. The canvas shrinks, likely via CSS max width 100 or similar, but the wrapper doesn't. So the SVG, which fills the wrapper, stays at the original size. Fix. Remove the fixed pixel dimensions from the wrapper and instead put them on the canvas. Then let the wrapper shrink naturally. Put them on the canvas. Let the wrapper shrink naturally. Or more simply, make the wrapper also respect the same CSS constraint that shrinks the canvas. In page component, and add max width 100% and height auto to the wrapper so it shrinks with its content. PDF page wrapper. Width, height. Oh wait. Page component. In page component, add and go page component in-page component, add max width 100 and height auto. PDF page wrapper. So we got style, position relative, display inline block, width, height, or some number of pixels, max width 100%, aspect ratio, something divided by something, max width 100%, and height auto. This doesn't say height auto. I think maybe I'm getting garbage here. And ensure the canvas also has max width 100% and height auto via CSS or inline style. When the wrapper shrinks, both the canvas and the SVG at width height 100% shrink together. And since the SVG view box handles the coordinate mapping, the flip transform stays aligned with the bottom of the visible area. Key insight: wrapper must shrink the same way the canvas does, so the SVG overlay, which is 100% of the wrapper, stays aligned. Well, it seems to be working right now, so I think I'll leave it as it is. That's not what I meant. So that works. And that works. Cool. Yeah. Make the SVG highlight scale as the PDF scales, and bottom, and origin stay at bottom left of PDF. Alright, make highlight scale highlight as the PDF with the PDF, and scale SVG highlight with PDF yeah, and match origin to bottom left of PDF. Yeah, that sounds good. And let's push that. And go to the log. Okay, that is 765F642.